Hey, the biryani today was nice, right?
Yeah, lunch was great.
Yeah. Huh? Didn't see you guys there. Hey guys, Ananthan here from FTJ, and you are watching Technology 12. With me is
Amarto. So let's get this episode started. So guys, the first big news for this week is that there are some leak about the purported Apple glasses. Yes, Google glasses, we had seen them, but then suddenly they went off market. Google completely went off the AR market, but apparently Apple is coming back to it, and they're coming back in 2021, or that's what the leaks say at least. And these AR glasses from Apple, they have a very interesting tech inside them. So, as with any glass, you need either a projector or a screen, right? And Apple is going with the screen variant. So they're using something called Sony's micro LED screens, right?
Yeah.
So these are really, really tiny screens, 0.5 inches.
Yeah.
And the resolution isn't that great either.
it's between 720p and 1080p. So
Yeah, but then-
basically, but for a 4-inch skin, that is
Yeah, I mean,
doable, right?
it's 0.5 inch, each of the displays. So I guess in a 2 or a 3-inch glass, only like a part of it would be the screen.
Yeah.
And I guess the rest would be projected, directly to your eyeballs.
Yeah. So the leaks seem a very revolutionary product because like they are trying to achieve a lot of things that other smart glasses like the Google glasses did not achieve. Google glasses were basically a glass with a small screen on the side.
Yeah.
It was like a Twitch streaming kind of a thing.
Exactly. It's like it was a very niche thing, and
Yeah.
a lot of people actually were afraid of Google glasses, right? Like
Yeah.
a lot of people who first started using Google glasses weren't allowed to use them in public, which
Yeah.
is like where you would use an AR glass, right?
Yeah.
So we have a list of some of the features that the Apple Glass is supposed to bring.
Yeah.
So they seem quite interesting. Like one of them is like apparently you can hold two phones up to your glasses, and it would actually scan what the phones are,
Yeah.
and then be able to give you a summary of both the phones. And it's not just with phones; it can happen with any object, basically.
So basically, the first iteration of the Apple glasses are concentrating more on AR than VR.
Yes.
So they are concentrating more on AR, also known as augmented reality. So basically, there would be, as in this everything is speculation. They are planning to do a augmented reality keyboard and stuff like that, or a trackpad, where they are also claiming that they can like make your hands invisible, so the typing would be more easy. And
Yeah.
I don't know how they are going to achieve that, to be honest.
Yeah, but then have you seen that holographic keyboard?
Yeah, I have seen that, but
That's
it
a pretty
works,
cool
yeah.
idea, right?
Yeah, but making it invisible is a very hard concept in my opinion.
Yeah, especially like making your hands invisible. That would be
Transparent
interesting.
maybe, but not invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to the next news, we have some leaks. Actually, not leaks.
Leaks at this point.
Yeah.
The Huawei Mate 40 Pro and the Mate 40 has released, and it's an amazing phone, but as MKBHD says, we cannot recommend it, right?
Yeah, I mean, guys, as you know, Huawei doesn't have Google services on them anymore, which means that no matter how good these phones are, and yes, they are really, really good. Like from the processor, they have like a 5 nanometer processor that only Apple has at this moment.
Yeah.
They also have a 50 megapixel primary camera. Yes, that's bonkers. They have like the Pro version of it has a periscope zoom lens. Then there's a Pro Plus. Yes, they're running out of names at this point.
Yeah.
So after Pro, now it's Pro
Yeah.
Plus. What will
And
be
like
next?
yeah, but like I saw the samples on the internet, and like most of the reviewers are saying the primary sensor pictures are actually good than the iPhone and the pixels.
Yeah.
The detail, the amount that the 50 megapixel brings out,
Yeah.
it is like really good. And also thoughts on the waterfall display.
I mean, personally, while I think that curved displays are more premium, when I actually had to use one, like I used the Note 10 extensively, and then I went into the Note 20 Ultra, and I actually think that Samsung has done a good job, like okay, it's not it's not like it's very curved anymore. Like 88-degree curve, man.
Yeah.
That is way too much.
2 degrees from 90 degree. If it's 90 degree, it's basically a box.
Exactly.
Like 3 screens, right?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how they would feel in hand.
On the hardware perspective, Huawei is like making a like huge strides, right?
Yes.
And like I'm just imagining a Play Edition phone of the Mate 40 Pro.
That would be awesome.
Awesome and impossible, right?
Yes. I mean, I would ask Google to bring back Play Edition, but even then, I don't think the Huawei issue is gonna be solved anytime soon.
Yeah.
Unless you vote forbidden.
And for 899 euros, it's a good deal, right?
It's a good deal, yes.
But we still won't recommend it.
Yeah.
On to the next news.
Moving on to the third major news, and yes, this one is very surprising, guys. Samsung is apparently copying Apple. Okay, no, not really. To absolutely no one's surprise, the S21 or S30, whatever it's gonna be called,
Yeah.
it's apparently gonna have a boxy design similar to
iPhone 12.
yes.
So now not just the camera bump of the S21 series is gonna be boxy, the whole phone is gonna be boxy.
Yeah.
So you said about copying from Apple and Samsung, but I feel like it's a give and take policy, right?
Pretty much.
Samsung gives some features to Apple, Apple will give some features to Samsung. Either way, the customers win.
Fair enough.
So how
But then, do they actually win? Like, I personally do not like industrial. Like, I like industrial designs when it is like in the LG
Yeah.
V80 and stuff like that. But the boxy design of the iPhone 12s, from what I've seen in the renders, and from what we have seen renders of the S21,
Yeah.
it looks like, guys, it basically looks like a glass slab.
Yeah, you can actually make a cut to someone if you try hard enough.
Exactly.
So the thing is, even though the boxier designs look amazing, they do with the chamfer edges and all, but the rounded edges, they have a purpose.
Yeah, they're easier to hold, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason why even like with 200 plus grams, most phones nowadays are easier to hold. Like, they don't feel like 200 grams, 200 plus grams when you pick them up. That's because, you know, our palms, they are not squares, they are curved, and the edges of our phones, they like naturally fit into that.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, what we know thus far is the patent has been filed at the Korean Intellectual Properties Office.
Or Kipo.
Kipo, yes. And we don't really have like some patents, they come with diagrams. This one didn't come with any diagram of any sort, but they have been filed under the category 9. So category 9 under Kipo is basically what pertains to LEDs, OLEDs, LCDs, basically screens of any sort. And what it's being called is the
Blade bezels.
the blade bezels. So
Cool name apart, it's just a boxy phone, right?
yes, it's just a boxy phone.
So I'm feeling like a flat display with very thin bezels. Like,
yeah,
if there is any company who can achieve like zero bezels, it's Samsung, right?
probably yes.
But to be fair, it will look super cool. Like,
Yeah.
even though the iPhone 12s and the 12 Pros have a boxy design, the bezels are still thick.
yeah,
What Apple does is like they'll make the bezels very even, so we'll perceive it as a very small bezel. But if you compare side by side, the S20s have a very thinner bezel, even
Yeah.
a thinner chin, right?
yeah.
So if Samsung pulls out something like this, it will absolutely look amazing. And since it's the S21, even the punch hole would be smaller.
Yeah, I mean, we don't even know if they would go with a punch hole. They can go with something else. We don't know at this point, but
Fair.
let's see.
Only one way to find out.
Yes.
On to the
And
next
we
news.
hope Razer doesn't sue them.
Yeah. Oh, nice. On to the next news.
Yep.
In other news, what are you doing?
I'm on WhatsApp.
Why don't use the laptop?
It's better on the phone.
Actually, it's gonna be the same on the laptop. WhatsApp is apparently coming up with video calls and audio calls on your desktop, so you can replace the Zoom calls to WhatsApp calls, so it would be easier for you to communicate with everyone.
I mean, let's face it, guys. From your cousin to your old grandma, everyone is on WhatsApp, and no one really knows what Zoom is all about. I mean, come on, even teachers are having a hard time figuring out how to take Zoom classes.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen those meme videos on YouTube?
Yeah.
They're super funny. But anyway, coming back, WhatsApp is actually coming with a whole host of new features. Most of them are aimed at the web version of it. So not only will you be able to do video calls from now, you will actually also be able to mute groups
Yeah.
forever.
That is my favorite feature. No offense to my family groups, but you are gonna get muted forever.
But then there's another feature, and I mean, it's not exactly a feature, kind of, I guess. Like WhatsApp is bringing self-deleting photos. So yeah,
Like Snapchat.
basically Snapchat. Yes.
Okay.
WhatsApp is trying to be hip and cool again.
Apparently, their parent company is Facebook, and they are really good at it. In other news, it's raining LG G8X ThinQs.
I
Hard
have
name
one
up.
right here.
Yeah. Everyone has one. So because Flipkart apparently sold like 1.75 lakh units in 12 hours. So talking about the scenario in office,
Yeah.
before talking about it, it's a good damn deal, right?
Yeah, it's a terrific deal. Like even at 20k with the SBI offer at 18k, that was like amazing. But even at 20k, 22k, heck, even at 25k, a Snapdragon 855, Gorilla Glass 5 and 6, like 6 to the front, 5 to the back. Then you have the dual screen. Then you have the cameras, which are like, not flagship level, but definitely in the 30k segment, definitely segment leading.
Yeah.
So it's an amazing deal.
You know what I like about the cameras with the LG G8X?
What?
It's the first flagship. It's like the only flagship now with a flat camera bump. There is
Exactly.
literally no camera bump. If you close your eyes and feel it, you cannot feel it, right?
Yeah.
That I like. That I love about it. It won't rock on the table, and even without the dual screen, it's a good damn deal.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
It's like it's a decent phone with like good screen and everything,
Yeah.
decent cameras and all.
It's like for the price, it's amazing. It's just, you can't complain about it.
Yeah.
And
The funny thing is, we'll talk about the office scenario. So everyone in office wanted to buy this. So 10, 12 people wanted to buy this, right?
yeah,
So apparently we have a 10 gig network. So we get up to like 1 gigs plus speed, right?
yes,
And we tried the flash sale 4 or 5 times. None of us got it.
yeah. And so we ended up getting units from scalpers of OLX.
Sad.
Sad BGM. Alexa, play Despacito.
So did you guys manage to get a LG G8X? Let us know in the comments below.
Yep, and by the way, if you did manage to get a G8X and you're watching this video, then we would have a G8X tips and tricks all about the software features detailed on our main channel, C4eTech. Now, this is where I would go, here's a card to it, but it's not live yet. So, whenever you're watching this on Saturday, just go over to C4eTech, search for
it will
it,
be there.
and the video should be up.
So the next news is about Google Play Music, but it's not like a new thing because most of you guys might have experienced it. Like if you open the Google Play Music app, there might be a notification like
It's shutting down.
Google Play Music is shutting down.
We kind of expect it from Google, right? Whenever they have a good service, they will eventually shut it down. Like personally, me, I love the Inbox app. Like it was like an alternate to Gmail, and I loved it. And they killed it.
Yeah.
So now a lot of people, even here we at office, we were using a Google Play subscription, like a Play Music subscription.
Yeah.
And it worked pretty great for us. Like, okay, it did not actually turn out, like we eventually didn't end up using it long term because they had this restriction on number of devices that could be activated. And as you can guess, as reviewers, we ran through that like in a matter of months. But for everyone else, they had a really great collection. Like I'm Bengali, so I kind of sometimes want to listen to Bengali songs. So it's very difficult to get Bengali songs on different platforms. But what now is happening is Google Play Music is shifting to YouTube, right?
Yeah.
And
so basically, the YouTube Music has a lot more collection, as in it is user generated, right?
Exactly.
So it's obviously more collection, and Google feels like they can bring in more
users through it.
Yeah.
Because like a lot more users are exposed to YouTube.
Yeah.
But then the thing is, have you used YouTube Music?
Yeah, it is very bad if you are not subscribed.
Yeah.
You cannot
Exactly.
imagine a music player where you cannot play it in the background, right?
Exactly.
You have to pay for it, and it's not as cheap as Spotify. So Spotify is basically as cheap as $160 a month.
Yeah.
And if you take like a family plan or something,
That reduces even further,
Yeah.
right? Like 6 people for something like $180.
yeah, that is like super cheap. And what's better about Spotify is, even though the Indian music collection is very low, their discover feature and
Yeah.
their playlist features, they're like very good. The algorithm is really good, and
Yeah,
you are
your
like
daily mix is like something I would actually like. My daily mix is something I most often listen to, and I have discovered like a lot of new bands through Spotify.
Yeah, and the best way to discover new songs on Spotify, and it's, if you like a song, you go to the song radio and you'll definitely end up liking 3 or 4 songs from that list, right?
Exactly, the algorithm is super good.
That's why like it's the most used streaming service.
Exactly, and plus, not to mention this, the fact that they have high quality downloads as well as high quality streaming, which like not to like knock on YouTube, but some of the music there is
Yeah.
like really like you can
The
actually
thing is, some of
hear
the
hissing.
some of the non-copyrighted music on
Yeah.
YouTube is user uploaded, and it's definitely not good quality, right?
Exactly.
So still, I think the Google Play Music was a really good stock app. Like people
Yeah.
didn't hate it, right?
Exactly, and there was a thing that it used to actually work with a lot of other services, as in like with us, if you have a Sonos, it used to work with Play Music. I
Yeah.
don't think it works with YouTube Music, so now you're left with only Spotify, Apple Music, and I guess Tidal.
Yeah.
So a lot of services, like I don't see YouTube Music being integrated into a lot of stuff. Like if you're outside of the Google ecosystem, so I don't know, not a big fan of this.
Yeah.
Okay, so on to the next news. So guys, we were actually about to deliver you some exciting news about the OnePlus 9, but it turned out to be, absolute, like not even rumors.
Yeah.
It was just made up stories.
Yeah.
So-
The source apparently turned out to be obsolete, right?
Yeah. So instead, we have some news for the OnePlus Nords, like the cheaper cousins of the OnePlus Nord. Let's call it that.
OnePlus is basically launching 2 more Nord phones, which
Yeah.
is like we can call it like a competitor to the minus 20k, like
Yeah.
below 20k segments. So basically, they are launching a 600 series chip phone and a 400 series chip. So one is at 10k and the other
Yeah.
is like 20k-ish.
Let's say that.
Less than
Let's-
20.
let's suppose it's
so.
somewhere there.
The thing is, I feel like OnePlus is going this step because in India, the most competitive segment is the 15k segment, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The Poco X2s, the Realme 7s, the Narzos.
Everything is bundled around the 15k segment.
Yeah.
But what I find most interesting about this news is, so the name of the 2 phones, one is the N10 and one is the N100.
Yeah.
So guess which one is the cheaper phone?
I'm guessing the N10.
Nope, it's the N100.
See, okay, it is actually the N100.
It is actually the N100. So this is, marketing strategy at its best. The bigger the number, the better the phone. At least that's what they want you to believe. But sadly, it's not that case. In fact, the N10 has a full HD screen, whereas the N100 has a 720p screen.
Yeah.
And it's the same for the processor as well. It's a 690 processor for the N10, which means it's a 5G capable chip actually. So still not as powerful as the 765G inside the OnePlus Nord, but
Can't complain.
good enough. Yeah, right.
can't
Under
complain.
20k, can't complain. But for the N100, it's a 400 series chip. When was the last time you saw a phone with a 400 series chip?
Like from all the manufacturers out there, I didn't expect OnePlus to do this, right?
Exactly.
Because we relate speed to the OnePlus brand so much.
Yeah.
When we see a 460 on a OnePlus phone, no matter how good
It just hurts.
how good
It just
Oxygen
hurts.
OS is, it's not gonna be fast, right?
No.
It's gonna be like okay-ish, I guess, if
Yeah.
the optimization is done right. But still, the specs are like decent for the
It
price.
is decent. I mean, you just like, also one more thing to keep in mind, this might not be aimed at ultra competitive markets like India.
Yeah.
Like if something spec like this launched in the US.
Yeah. The thing is, the competition in US is very slim because there are no Redmis, there are no Realmes.
Exactly.
The people are buying like refurbished on Motos and
Yeah,
old phones, right? Basically, if you want to buy a good phone, they'll buy an iPhone, which is obviously like overpriced. And coming back to the specs, the cameras are like decent on the N10, which is the better phone. 64 megapixel main, 8 megapixel ultra wide, and 2 megapixel two sensors, which we don't even care about. So
Yeah,
even the
let's skip
leaker
that.
didn't care about leaking it. So we are fine with it. And with the cheaper phone, which is the N100, it is 30 megapixel main, 2 megapixel macro, and 2 megapixel bokeh.
Oh my god. I mean, come on.
If I was working at OnePlus, I would say chuck the two sensor, invest it somewhere else.
At least give me a 5 megapixel ultra wide, right?
Yeah.
But then it's all a numbers game. And speaking of
Give
numbers,
give the money back.
give the money back. Speaking of money, what are the prices?
But we cannot complain this to like smartphone manufacturers, because a lot of the customers relate multiple camera, like triple camera,
Yeah.
to premium.
Exactly.
Like, basically, no one uses all the cameras, even if they get a telephoto. But they just need like 3-4 cameras to basically show off, right?
Yeah.
So in that strategy, it works. That's why even
I mean,
though
of course, if the companies are using it, it works, right?
it works, right?
Like, as much as we crib about the 29,990, it works.
Yeah, the best business now is to become a macro camera manufacturer.
Exactly.
So jokes apart, let's wrap down the specs of the N series. It's not N series. So basically, the N10 comes with a 4000 mAh battery, and the N100 comes with a 5000 mAh battery.
Yeah.
And it is 4G capable, the N100, and this
Makes
is-
sense, right?
Yeah.
Give the 5G capable phone the lesser battery.
But the good thing that OnePlus did here is both phones are USB Type C.
Yeah.
So under 10K, what companies do is like they'll put on the
Micro
remaining
USB.
micro
Yes.
USB, set it and sell it, because people don't care under 10K. But OnePlus took the extra mile to add a USB Type C, which is good. Kudos to OnePlus for that. But I think it's gonna be really successful in like US and the Western market, right?
Yeah, if they do end up launching there, it's going to be really successful. In the Indian markets,
Not so much. It
Not so
depends
much,
on
yeah.
like, because the customers here are very spec centric.
yeah, exactly.
They don't care about the
Brand
user
image or the brand
user
value.
experience that much, unless it's like 40K plus.
Yeah,
That's when the Samsungs and the Apples come in and they take most of the shares.
Exactly.
But even OnePlus has a good share in there.
yeah, but like it's like OnePlus is a niche,
Yeah.
and that niche doesn't go below 20K,
Yeah.
and at the 15K price segment, people do not care about names. It's
Yeah.
just give me more power.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll move on to the other news.
Yeah.
There are some good news for Windows users, because the Windows 10 October update is here, and it comes with a lot of new features. What are the features, Amartya?
Well, to be fair, there's not a lot of new features. There's only 2 features, and they are quite minimal. So,
It's
guys,
actually very hard to impress Amartya. I get impressed easily. So, Amartya, continue.
yeah. So what we have here is that the new Edge browser, so that's built on Chromium. That's gonna go live.
Okay.
That's replacing the old Edge browser, and what's more, now you can control your refresh rate through the settings menu. So before this, you had to dive deep into the display settings and to change your refresh rate. Now with so many laptops as well as desktops, like we see a lot of 120 hertz, 90 hertz, 144 hertz laptops and monitors out in the market. I guess Windows has decided, rather Microsoft has decided that this is one feature that needs to be brought up to the forefront.
Yeah. That is actually a useful feature.
Yeah, that's actually a useful feature. But then with that, we come to the end of this episode of Technology.
Yeah.
Guys, let us know how you liked it in the comments below. As always, if you haven't yet, like the video, share it with your friends and family, and of course, subscribe to the channel and turn on that bell icon so that you get notified every week. Okay, not every time. Every week we go live with a Technology.
If you want us to
episode.
post like multiple times a week with smaller stories and talk deep about it,
Yeah.
just let us know, because at this point we are just experimenting. You can see from the hosts and all, we are just experimenting here. We are trying to have fun. This is totally unscripted. We are just turning on a camera, just talking tech to you guys. So it is it's at the beta, right?
Exactly.
Basically, we have to.
Your feedback is very important to us right
Yeah.
now. So do let us know in the comments what you feel about it. And we are also trying something new. You might end up seeing a couple of, Tech Explain sort of videos on FTJ.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of doing one on mechanical keyboards.
Yeah. The new one you bought, right?
Yes.
It is actually a good keyboard. So if you want a dedicated video on that keyboard, it is super cheap. It is super amazing. I am also planning to buy it. So if you want a dedicated video on that keyboard, I'm not gonna say the name because it is surprise. Do let us know in the comments below. We'll definitely make a video if like 20 people reply.
If 20 people reply, yes.
So thanks a lot for watching. This is Anandan.
Along with Amartya, saying bye bye. Have a nice weekend.